Now we review Kung Fu Panda 4. 4? They made 4 of these? Really? Okay. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, I am Richard. This is Random Street Theater. I have seen Kung Fu Panda 4. And I have never seen any other Kung Fu Panda movie. So, completely lost on me. No idea what comes before this. I've seen, reviews of the movies. I don't have children. I'm not interested in that sort of thing. Kung Fu Panda 4. So, before I get into that any further, let me remind you, 1,000 subscribers, bracelet, pound of trash out of the ocean, World Wildlife Fund, planting trees, feeding shelter animals. Yes, I do all that. Very active when I have the money to do so in the helping people department. Excuse me, I burped. Anyway, so Kung Fu Panda 4, you have a Kung Fu Panda who is the Dragon Warrior, but it is time for him to ascend from Dragon Warriorness and become the spiritual leader of the Valley of Peace. But before he has to do that, there's an evil sorceress for him to take down, and that's how he's going to have his last adventure as the Dragon Warrior before he hangs up the staff that is not dragony for the final time ever. Right, yes. Who cares? It's a kid's movie. It's for your children. Your children are going to see fat, dopey panda love to eat and fight thing. Yes. And that Fox character is actually really fun. But, Po is your lovable loser character. He is a sort of version of Charlie Brown in that, he breaks things and he's sloppy and it's very surprising that he has such a high station in life and everybody kind of thinks he doesn't deserve it, but he's very much well beloved and he's not really treating it the way he should. And then he's called to go on this adventure full of extremely interesting characters and, fun sights and sounds and a whole lot of Chinese things that are a bit on the cliche side, like fireworks and, dragon puppets and things like that. Yeah, okay. And I will admit that the fight scenes in here are pretty solid as cartoon fight scenes go. Panda bears are not exactly known for their speed. It's because of their diet, ironically. They eat bamboo, but they are true bears. They're of the bear family, and they can't really digest a lot of bamboo. So what they eat makes them kind of slow, lumbering creatures that they can kill you. You shouldn't mess with them. But that's very much why we're running out of pandas, because it's hard for them to breed. They don't get a lot of calories out of their food, and, their children tend to be small and don't survive well. Anyway, so if you take the reality of the world aside, there are a lot of cool things in this movie. I mean, I wish the red panda character had been a little more realistic because he's small for a red panda. He doesn't have the deepness of the red of a normal red panda. I'm not saying there aren't such red pandas in the world, but he looks like he might be leucistic. And there's a plethora of characters that your children might hear about and be like, okay, now I know the name of this animal, but I don't understand this animal. And that's a drawback for me. Although, that's not what this movie is about. It's about making characters that can be made into toys. And it does that very well. You hear a lot of voices and you're like, those are fun voices. I have the understanding that there are a lot of legacy characters that only make extremely short cameos in this movie. I have never seen the movies with those characters in them, so I don't know about that. I really don't. And Kung Fu Panda, it's a beautifully animated, reasonably satisfying movie. It teaches people that, sometimes you have to let go. Sometimes you have to deal with the situation as it is. And just because somebody has done bad things in their life doesn't necessarily mean that they're a bad person. They can be redeemed. And those are all fine points. So, Kung Fu Panda, it's not a movie that I would normally see. It's not a movie I would have seen were it not for the fact that I am trying to review movies, but it does belong in the middle of your watch list. It is a fairly enjoyable film. If you have kids, definitely go see this movie. It's still in theaters, or, if it's on streaming or if you buy it on DVD, you might be able to get the kids to watch this rather than bother you, and, then you can make dinner. It's a win-win. So yes, Kung Fu Panda, solid film, middle of the watch list. I did enjoy it. But that's just my opinion. I'd love to hear yours down in the comments below. I, of course, am Richard.
Randall the Rat here, reminding you to comment, like, and subscribe. And why should you do that? Well, look over here. These are bracelets from 4Ocean. Each one of them means a pound of trash was pulled out of the ocean. And this channel buys one for every 1,000 subscribers it gets. And this around my neck, well, this is a medal from the Conqueror. It represents walking around the Great Pyramids of Giza. You can get one for yourself by going to the Conqueror challenges.com and saying, hey, I want to pretend I walked around the pyramids of Giza without dealing with all the sweat and flies and delicious scarab beetles. Or you could support this channel so they can buy more of these, which means that they will plant trees, because each one of these represents 5 trees that got planted. Yeah, that's right, 5 trees, helping your environment. Global warming sucks. Be a good person, comment, like, and subscribe. Give us more money so that we can plant trees by buying medals from the Conqueror. Randall out.